Action!
Hello and welcome. Erica and I are going to talk to you about equitable practice. So if you have a look at the PowerPoint up here, we've got pictures of two very different sorts of people here. Now if you were stranded on an island, which one would you rather be with?
Cool.
Just how many lawyers and accountants and things like that do we need? Society and the education system appears to be trying to create as many academic achievers as possible, which isn't in itself a bad thing. But at the same time, they seem to be maybe ignoring the more hands-on kind of work. So what kind of society are we creating in our education system? Is it inequitable? Or is it just operating within an already inequitable paradigm? Interesting question. And if this is true, how can we possibly provide equity for all of our students, let alone the rest of society? So we all know what equality is. Equality insists that everyone is equal, and therefore everyone should be treated the same.
That one?
Oh, the other one.
Oh. Yeah.
Equity. Now the dictionary defines equity as being fair, or the action of providing justice and fairness. So in essence, equity, as opposed to equality, is treating people unequal or differently so that we get the same or equal outcomes. Okay, so what we want with equity, we want to achieve equality. Is our education system equitable? Well, the New Zealand curriculum states that it is non-sexist, non-racist and non-discriminatory. It ensures that students' identities, languages, abilities and talents are recognised and affirmed, and that their learning needs are addressed. Now this comes straight out of the curriculum. So, yes, it seems that we're equitable, but is this really true? The curriculum also states that there are 8 necessary learning areas, and we've got them listed here. So while these 8 areas do appear to cover most aspects of what is deemed important to function in our society in a positive way, they do primarily favour the academic ability of students. If the curriculum and education system really is fair and equitable, where do we recognise other important talents, abilities and skills? Now here's an example for you. Ben is a brilliant musician. He's able to pick up any instrument and very quickly learn how to play it. But Ben cannot read or understand the written part of what is required to pass music at secondary school. That doesn't take away his ability to be able to play musical instruments or be a fantastic singer or any of those things. But what happens to Ben if he can't pass the course? Is this equitable? Now the New Zealand curriculum states that all students have the right to be included. Oh, we all know this. According to UNESCO, inclusion is a dynamic approach of responding positively to pupil diversity and of seeing individual differences not as problems but as opportunities to enrich learning. Now the best way to invoke change is not always from the top, but sometimes, and in this case, we believe, from the bottom up. Change that is most effective and long-lasting is designed and implemented by the teacher in his or her own classroom. There is research that suggests that changes made in the classroom level can have an effect on the school, the community, and ultimately on our society. For this reason, we need to be recognising and valuing relevant qualities that are not necessarily academic. I'm going to pass over to Erica now, who's going to talk to us about a new idea.
Hi everyone, my name is Erica Green and welcome to our professional development thing. So I'm going to carry on from Tania. Our concept that we've come up with to look at incorporating inclusion into the education system at your level, what's relevant to you today as a teacher, is the concept of tohunga. This is a Māori concept where people are recognised for qualities that they already possess. Many of the adults within an iwi will watch children as they grow up, and whatever their skills are, they might see that they're really good at art or something like that, then they'll be encouraged in whatever area they tend to show a wanting to do as a child, and they will be led to become a tohunga in that area. For example, if a child loves to draw like this, they might be encouraged to become the tattoo artist, the person who does the moko, the person who loves to cook, loves food. There's hunters, they look towards, they can be carvers. Any kind of gift or talent that the child might have is encouraged by elders who see it and develop it into a utilised gift within the iwi. Next one. Right, what can we do? We would like to look at bringing tohunga into the classroom. One of the ways that we can do this is that each teacher of a group class will have one student each week that is going to be the tohunga. You can choose any quality. You can choose it yourself. If you're in a classroom where this might turn into chaos, you might want to choose it yourself, but otherwise you'd actually have the classmates choose. That's quite effective, I think, with year 11, 12. Any quality at all goes. It's got to be a good one, obviously, but it can be something like someone's a great friend or a great listener. Could be a great artist. Could be wonderful at applying mascara. Any quality that's seen as a positive quality is what we're after. The student is then going to be recognised and valued for that quality for that week. Over the period of the year, we're expecting all of the students would have an opportunity to become tohunga of the week. Different ways you can recognise it in your classroom. Obviously you would cater it to your own class. So how does this work? This actually encourages you and your students to seek positive attributes in your students. You and your students will actually feel valued. Your relationship with your students will be positive, and you will be practicing inclusion as well as recognising individual differences and enriching learning opportunities, which harks us back to the original. So what we're going to do now is everybody's going to get together in groups of 3 or 4 in the groups that you're already in, and I want you to, you've got about 7 minutes. I want you to take the concept of the tohunga into the classroom and see if you can come up with ways that it would actually enhance the key competencies that are listed in the New Zealand curriculum. You've all got a copy of those as well on your desk. You've got 7 minutes, set to it.